All right, thank you for coming down to, today, everyone. Today we're going to talk about a few affiliate and e-commerce. I don't know if they're SEO secrets, but just things that have worked for different industries that we work in, etc., etc. But first, let's talk about some recent shenanigans in the SEO world. First, Reddit started to rank for everything. If you search budget affordable earbuds, they're ranking in the natural result. They also have discussions in forums showing up. Someone wrote an article, I think it was Giselle, she wrote an article, how Google is killing independent sites like ours, and someone shared it on Reddit and it started outranking that too. So they really are starting to rank for everything. Glenn Aesop from Detailed did a nice review of this and found that around 7,000 product listing kind of keywords, Reddit was showing up for 7,000 out of 10,000. So definitely coming up a lot now. And in our office, a lot of people were kind of putting the tinfoil hat on and thinking, what's going on here? There's some shenanigans happening. And they were right. Google has recently partnered with Reddit for a 60 million USD deal. So yeah, there's definitely something going on here. And The Verge also called out the SEO industry. They said the SEOs were the people that ruin the internet. If anyone's read this article, it's pretty poorly written. But the thing is, The Verge themselves are spamming the internet with affiliate content. They have so many affiliate pages. If you search for things like best printer, Verge is coming up. So maybe they're guilty themselves of this type of activity. So quite alarming. If you search for things like best crypto exchange, Parasite SEO is starting to come up. So USA Today, Canberra Times, etc., etc. It's funny, recently I heard from a few people in the industry that Canberra Times and their whole media network, they're doing their own affiliate content now. So it's all happening. Forbes started ranking for keywords like best plumbers, Las Vegas. They've built this Forbes home. So they're ranking for everything. So it's all happening. The other thing that we've seen is Bing is starting to pick up market share. So they have over 10% of search market share now globally. And in the last 3 months, we've seen, this is just one client, they've had 46K clicks and it's trending up. So it might be time to check out Bing Webmaster Tools, even in Australian market. I know in the US, it's a lot bigger. Even with these shenanigans happening, it's still important to get the basics right. Today, I'm going to share some things that we've tested and have shown proven results in the past 16 years. This is a quick little agenda of what I'm going to be talking about today. So first, we've got creative SEO content ideas, and we're going to talk about affiliate, creative link building, e-commerce, and then finally, I'm just going to talk about some SEO events that are around the world. But first, I want to talk about creative SEO content. The first one is something that we've done over a year ago on a site, using paywall sites as a growth mechanism in finance. So usually people don't want to see articles getting blocked on sites like AFR. It will cause mass bounce rate. Usually the thing is, a lot of these paywall sites are low keyword difficulty. If you put in 0 to 10 KD on Ahrefs, you can see that these kind of keywords are easy to rank for. What we did was we also put no paywall in the title as a CTR factor. This one, test website, has had over 241,000 clicks in the last probably 12 to 13 months using this one method. So this is an example of something you can do where we've built a bunch of pages that are low KD that are basically showing up for these kind of paywalled sites. So it's an easy test. The next one is an effective strategy that I've seen where people use video content. They update the video every month. This is usually in very competitive niches in the UK market. This is an example for best credit cards. This site updates the video every month or sometimes every quarter. What we're seeing that Money to the Masses, the site that's doing this, they're only a DR50 and they're competing with massive authority sites in the niche. So they're keeping the pages fresh. They're also ranking with the YouTube content as well. This is a funny one from a client that we worked with many years ago. I don't know if Mike from Spacer is here, but basically we made a comparison page for a startup client called Spacer. He wanted to get traction in the Australian market. We ended up ranking him in 3rd position for the keyword Kennard storage. So we made an article, Kennard storage versus Storage King versus Spacer. How much does it cost? And they had decent brand traffic. We started ranking for this keyword, and the CEO of Kennard's actually made an article and basically said, do not trust Spacer. And he linked back to the client in their email list and put it on their blog. So this small client got massive traction off the back of this. So there was an angry CEO somewhere. But before making new content, look to exist content on existing pages. So look to update it. Add unique information, expert commentary, unique images, unique data. Think about updating pages. A lot of people come into the market and they're just like, I need to make 100 new pages. But look at the pages on your site already, because you may want to update those first. This is a funny one that a friend of mine, I don't know if he's here, I saw Sharon earlier, Jared Codling told me about. Basically, it's using Cameo.com for business influencers. So we basically paid Kevin O'Leary and Grant Cardone, I think it was 2,000 USD to do these shout out videos on Cameo. Kevin O'Leary did one in the back of like a limousine driving around New York. It was pretty cool. Grant Cardone in the car as well. Off the back of the Grant Cardone one, he was actually in Sydney, and I pitched him with a cold email and basically said, hey Grant, you recently did like a shout out on Cameo, like I'd love to do an interview with you. And then he said, yeah, I can give you 30 minutes. I think his assistant said 30 minutes with Mr. Cardone at Park Hyatt. We went in there and we did the interview, put it up on our channel, got a few views. Then Grant shared it and chopped it up so many times across all of his social media. So off the back of this Cameo video, we got millions of views from the video content. So it was very effective. Next, I'm just going to talk about some stuff in the affiliate SEO world. The one thing that we're seeing in the affiliate space is affiliate sites that are investing heavily in UX and different designs are doing very well. If anyone is familiar with this site, NapLab, a lot of affiliate sites have been smashed in recent updates, but NapLab is a site that has kind of continued to see growth, even though a lot of other sites in the market have been hit. The reason is NapLab has a lot of really great supporting content. They've kind of built out supporting content for everything that you can think of related to mattresses. They also have very clean UX. You've never seen many affiliate sites that have gone to this detail, this level of detail for their reviews. You know, everything has pop-ups. The UX on this site is next level. And Derek, the guy that runs this site, he's been in the affiliate space for a while. So definitely check out this site for inspiration and ideas. The thing is, NapLab is outranking some authority sites. You know, like there's sites with DR 90, 70. They're only a 42, and they're ranking for these review keywords that are super competitive in the mattress niche because commissions are so high. But the thing is, if you look at the site, like the level of detail that this guy goes to into his reviews, it's next level. You know, he's got all sorts of tests, anything that you can think of. It's really ingenious. One thing that we have seen though is a lot of affiliate sites, content assets, they've been hit by helpful content update. Cyrus Shepard from Zappy, he did a really good correlation study. And one of the things that he saw, that the sites that basically had the biggest drop off, there were common factors, you know, fixed video ads and fixed ads in the footer. That was the biggest one. So I did a look around the Australian market, and there's quite a few sites that have been hit like this. This was an Aussie site that was doing upwards of 200,000 unique sessions a month. They got hit pretty hard from the helpful content update. They do have strong characteristics of what Cyrus has been talking about in his study. The next one is a little bit more advanced. This is one for people in the affiliate space. So using affiliate tracking codes to find low competition content ideas. Basically, the first thing I do is I use tools like Commission Factory to find tracking links. You put Commission Factory's URL into Ahrefs. What that will show you is that will show you every partner in Australia that's linking to Commission Factory as a tracking URL. Basically, what you can then do is you can look at low DR keywords. So then I'll set a filter like 0 to 10. You can also filter it even further by putting like DR, I think it's 0 to 5, ranking in first top 5 positions and things like that. I'll put in a keyword like insurance. What this then will give you, you'll be able to find these juicy sites that are really low authority but that have really good traffic. The other thing is these type of sites, they're ranking for somewhat competitive keywords. Like that DR10 site was ranking for insurance on motorhomes. So you can find these really good keyword ideas using this strategy. Next, I'm going to talk about some link building in competitive niches, just some different things that we've been doing. The first thing that's working really well is like using Muckrack to find journalists. Even in Australia, you can do this. It's really popular in the US market. But when you go to Muckrack, you can find journalists that write for sites like Finder, MSN, Credit.com, etc., etc. You can pitch these journalists to work for you because a lot of them are taking on freelance work as well. The other thing is you can use like Google Gemini to come up with story ideas. One prompt that you can use are things like, tell me news stories that journalists cover every March in Australia. You can change this to every year and it will basically spit out a lot of content ideas that these kind of journalists are pitching. Then you can use this type of stuff for content ideas, for digital PR pitches, for whatever you want to do. The thing is, you can also hire editors at these big publications, and basically if they've been working for you for a while, you can build up trust and say, hey, can you link to some trusted resources on my site? This is something that also works quite well. One thing that we did a couple of years ago in the travel space, this was for like an Airbnb competitor. We basically found 300 local events. These are things like wedding festivals, local music festivals, etc., all across Australia. We basically reached out to all these events and offered to promote them. We had a custom landing page for that business's location. And then we said, hey, we'll give you your event a shout out on our Twitter account. Basically, we did this. We had over 100 referring domains off the back of this campaign. It was very successful. So this is something you could test. Another one that worked really well is using emotion in link building. I don't know if anyone's lived in like a strata complex. You have to do pet resumes. What we did was, this was a friend of mine actually did this campaign. They basically made a pet resume builder and they reached out to all the animal shelters and they basically said, sharing our pet resume builder will help more animals get adopted in apartments. Using this type of psychology, it kind of gives people something to, like, you're doing a good thing, you know, like you're sharing this pet resume. People that can apply to move into an apartment with a pet, they'll have a fantastic resume. So usually using emotion in outreach can definitely work well. This is a bit more advanced, but it's something that can definitely work well as well. Using compliance and accessibility in outreach. So basically, this works really well in education and government outreach, where you basically say, this link isn't accessible for visually impaired users. This tool used to be free, tenon.io, but I mean, just Google accessibility testers. There's hundreds of them out there. You can use this as an outreach strategy. It's far more effective than the average outreach strategy that most people do, which is pretty poor. The other thing you can do is make unique tools. CompareTech is a really good affiliate site. They made this password strength tester. It had over 288 referring domains successfully secured to it. You can use like custom promotions for link acquisition too. This was an example of someone that did a strategy where they said, oh, we'll pay you $1,000 if you binge watch The Office. So this was a comparison site in the US market. They basically got 291 referring domains off this little campaign. So crazy campaigns like this. Statistics content is still working really well. HubSpot has been dominating this for years. I mean, we've been doing statistic assets for clients for over 10 years, but this one had 17,000 referring domains. These are some examples of some client wins. You know, this is for a US client. You know, how to internet compare to the US and around the world, 148 links. Cost of internet per state in the US, 153. And then common scams. People love a scam story, so that's 114 links. The thing is, if you want to warm up a new email address, this is one tactic that you can do. You can run job ads to these email accounts to warm them up and reply to everyone. That's a bit time consuming. There's heaps of tools on the market. One that we used recently is called risereply.com. One of the developers there, he used to work with our team, so it's a good little tool. One thing that I'm still seeing in the Australian market, and it still works if you do it well, is expired domain redirects. This site, Car Expert, they have over 100 redirects going to their site. So they've been using this pretty heavily. Any type of car domain, they're picking up and redirecting it in. They've got over 834,000 plus traffic per month, so massive traffic to their domain. We've tested this on one of our own sites with just 12 redirects. Definitely works if the redirects are quality. The thing is, if you want to mess with expired domains and redirects, always buy domains that have no trademarks. Consult with a domain name lawyer who's good. There's a really good domain name lawyer in Melbourne. So he's a lawyer that only specializes in like trademarks and domain name disputes, called Cooper Mills. Always buy domains with a clean history, website history. Check way back our machine to see how these sites were used in the past. And then sometimes it's better to rebuild the site and test how it's going to index before actioning 301s. You don't want to redirect a toxic domain. Same goes to people that buy websites and they don't check the history before they merge them with a corporate site. I've seen that happen many times over the last 16 years, and it can cause issues. This is a funny story about domain names. So I picked up a DR72 domain in a liquidation auction. In SEO sense, this was quite juicy. No trademarks on the domain. Our domain name lawyers said it's fine to bid on and buy at auction, which we did. At the time, I did not realize there was a group of very angry retirees that also wanted this domain. And for some reason in Australia, people just think they own something. They kind of started coming at me for the domain, started calling non-stop, posting all this rubbish online, acting quite silly. I ended up selling it to a mate who was willing to deal with a group of angry retirees because I'm too busy for this type of stuff. But you got to be careful with expired domains. It's a whole different world, and weirdly, there's a lot of retirees in it. I don't know why. I'm serious. Like even domain brokers, a lot of them are just sitting at home all day. The thing is, if you buy unexpired domains as well, check for EDU and government links. That's usually a sign of domain name quality. This is a good tactic to check PBNs. Unfortunately, in the Australian market, a lot of people are still doing PBNs. This is one PBN that I've seen. They're blocking the user agent for SEMrush, for Ahrefs. They're blocking over 100 different user agents from their PBNs. What that means is anyone that searches on Ahrefs, Majestic, SEMrush, they're blocking everything. One tactic you can do to find these blocked PBNs is use Bing Webmaster Tools. They have a backlinks to any site thing that you can kind of look at, which is quite cool. Check that out, because the thing is, some people will still block Bing. I've seen people go to that degree to kind of hide these PBNs. We're going to talk about a few little e-commerce things now, just some things that have worked over the years. So one thing that can definitely work is putting like save 10% on your next order and things like that in your title tags to entice CTR. A discount deal. You see this a lot in paid acquisition, but not many people in SEO space do it. Making a military discount page. I saw an Australian business called Vision Direct did this. They kind of had a 10% off for military personnel. There's a lot of sites where you can get mil links and really high authority links using this strategy. Another thing you can do is healthcare worker discount pages. So you want to give back to healthcare workers. They do a lot for everyone. If you give a discount to them, there's these kind of roundup pages where you can reach out and say, hey, we're giving 10, 20% off to healthcare workers. Seniors discount pages. I know I was talking poorly about retirees earlier, but you can still give back to seniors. HelloFresh has done this as well. They're giving a discount deal to retirees and seniors. And there's sites that link back to this type of stuff. Black Friday pages, get them up now. Don't wait until October. There's nothing worse than someone that says, like, they'll see a post and they're like, oh, we've just launched our Black Friday deal page, and it's like 2 weeks before Black Friday. It's not going to rank. You're going to have to send paid traffic to it. Never add the year value as well. Otherwise, you'll be 301ing it every year. I see that happening so much. Verse pages can definitely work for conversion too in e-commerce. This was the one for Eva mattresses where they compare all their competitors. The other thing is if you're a new brand, you can compare other competitors. So you can do competitor versus competitor. You can go crazy on a competitor acquisition strategy. Definitely works. Supporting content definitely can lead to digital PR links as well. This was an example from a cocktail e-commerce site I saw in the US. They had some really great supporting content, top 10 most popular cocktails. They had 50 referring domains to this. The same site also has built out a lot of content within a blog and news section, basically for like low calorie cocktails. Anything you can think of cocktail related, these guys have supporting content for it. So they're doing very well. The next thing I'm going to talk about is some great digital marketing events. Like we want to shout out to other people that are doing digital marketing events because there's some good events around. The first event that's really good is SEO in Estonia. If anyone wants an excuse to take a trip to Europe this year, SEO Estonia is a really good event. I think Georgia from our team speaking. I think Jared Codlin, I don't know if he's here today, he's speaking as well. There he is down the front, he's speaking. So a lot of Aussies are going to be at this event, so check it out. Chiang Mai SEO conference. Unfortunately, this conference is like almost as hot as a Taylor Swift ticket. It sold out, it pretty much sold out within like 24 hours. So I think there's like 10 tickets left. So I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get one for that, but you can try. Digital Marketers Australia. I don't know if Steven's in the room. He was walking around before. It's a really good event in Melbourne and Gold Coast. They have really good content. Check it out. SEO Collective, one of the best SEO events around. They do monthly meetups in Sydney, Melbourne. I think they do quarterly ones in Brisbane. They do beers. Really good event. I highly recommend to check that one out. But yeah, next year we're also doing another conference. We're actually bringing down some big speakers from the US next year too, and from Europe. So we're selling tickets now. Like if you want to jump on now, you can buy a ticket with that QR code. We've got same price as this year, super early bird. We've got Alita Solis coming back. We've got Cyrus Shepherd, who used to be the lead SEO at Moz. He used to be like a quality rater as well for Google. He's a big time keynote speaker in the US. We've got Kyle Roof coming back. He's super excited to come back to Australia, one of the best SEO speakers out there. And we've got Shane Dukta, a bit unknown guy, but his company does 200 million revenue a year from affiliate SEO. So really some big heavy hitters coming down next year. We're going to do the conference on the Friday, but then on the Saturday, we're doing a VIP mastermind. So check it out if you want to come. Thank you. Is there any questions?